Hello and welcome. It is MEGA TVT 2. It is the first round of Lobby 2 live from the Nurburgring, from the Eiffel Mountains in Germany. Round 1 is taking place around the Nurburgring GP Strecke. Of course, in honour of the legendary Sabine Schmidt, Queen of the Nordschleife and the Nurburgring in general. Incredible driver and an incredible person. Will be dearly missed. Now, on to the action that we have ahead of us this evening and for the next couple of weeks. It is team versus team. We have 3 lobbies. We have 5 rounds. I'm going to talk you through all of that, all of the rules, regulations in just a moment. My name is Darren Paul and thank you for joining us on the Amigos Racing Team YouTube channel. If you want to become part of the Amigos Racing Team family, let's say, links in the comments, in the description rather, for Discord, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and you're already on the YouTube. Let people know that you're watching live GT Sport Sim Racing this evening. Share it on your social media. If your dog's got a social media account, make sure they share it too. So, what do we have in store? Well, first off, tonight we've got half an hour of track action in this race 1 round the Nurburgring Nordschleife. Sorry, GP Strecke, not the Nordschleife, my goodness. 30 minutes might get us 3 laps in these cars. So 30 minutes of action. And then what's next? Well, this is the rest of the series. Round 2, Brands Hatch. We'll be enjoying some Jaguar action at round 2. Colorado Springs is home of the 3rd round of races. We're going on dirt for the Ford Focus Rally. Monza, the Cathedral of Speed in the Alfa Romeo 4C GR3. Really excited for that race. And then the season concludes with a 1-hour endurance epic around the legendary Suzuka circuit in Japan, driving the incredible Honda NSX 16 Group 2 action from Japan in that final round. Now, I made mention of the big 3 lobbies, and that's really important. Let's look at the rules. Let's just focus on the bottom. Points awarded across all lobbies. So you have 3 lobbies, multitude of drivers. The points are awarded from the winning driver in race 1, or lobby 1, all the way down to the final driver in lobby 3. The top 3 from lobby 2 are promoted to lobby 1. The bottom 3 are relegated to lobby 3, and they will be replaced by drivers from lobby 1 and lobby 3. So, if in the pre-qualifying, and they're pre-qualifying to determine the lobbies, if a driver finished, let's say, in lobby 3, they could well climb their way up to lobby 1, and then, if they get to race at Suzuka, let's say they win Suzuka, they could very well come out overall championship victory and glory for their team. We are about a minute away from qualifying getting under place as we watch ART Beardy, part of ART Team Yellow. There are 3 ART drivers in this race, but we'll get into all of that actually right now. Let's have a look at who is racing or scheduled to race and the teams that they represent. So you got Inca Holmes and Chris Neer 420, both of ODM Green. R.A. Agiba of RA Academy. Art Scott 701 of Art Yellow. NLT Bobby Smudge. ART Beardy also of Art Yellow. Gavra Natalie represents GTHR Red. Art Happy T represents Art Blue. Penalty Magnet GTHR Green. TNR Philo, also representing Team Smudge. Zephyr Ross 45, Karting Squad Blue. And the Real Ozman ODM Red. They are your runners in today's Lobby 2. And the times splitting: Inca Holmes, who was top of pre-qualifying, and remember that is just pre-qualifying. We will have separate qualifying session in just a couple of moments. And Real Ozman down at the bottom, just 2 seconds separated first and last. So it's going to be interesting to see how they navigate this 15.148 kilometer circuit, 15 turns around one of the greatest racetracks on the planet. So, what about the race? We've got 3 times fuel tyre wear. We've got 5 times fuel depletion. We have a grid start. We will be penalising those who go early. And that is it. That's all the preamble I think we need. So let's dive on board with ART Beardy as he navigates this Nurburgring Nord GP Strecke. How many times am I going to say that today? So he's just taken us around the Mercedes arena onto the straight, heading towards turn 5. And then rather incredibly, that'll lead us down the hill into turn 6. The first, I always feel like this is more of a hairpin than it actually is. Down to a real hairpin. We've got qualifying starting 5 minutes time. The long hairpin turn 7 is going to take us up to the Michael Schumacher S. And this is where you can really start to get the throttle down. Ride the curb on the outside. Don't get caught up on the inside. Just suggestion a curb as you follow through the S's, and then it's enjoy until the heavy braking zone. Hit the 100 marker, left turn in, and then you're headed towards the Vorsteiner curve. And if you get it right, you can really open up the throttle exiting this. I wonder if this is going to be flat out in our Golf GTI Mark 7. I don't hear a lift there. Round the Advan Bogen. And now we're coming up to the NGK chicane. Brake hard at the 50. Turn in. Ride as much curb as you dare. And there is cutting penalties, of course, in this series. And then it's the final hairpin before the home straight. We'll head through turns 1 and 2. This is a long straight. I believe this is the longest straight on the circuit. All 340 odd meters. Heavy braking into the Yokohama S. If you were to go left, that's the route they take on the endurance circuit for the 24 hours. Qualifying this weekend took place for that. And then the long turn 2 into turn 3 in the Mercedes arena. And you're back out for another lap. The Nurburgring GP Strecke. So lots of beautiful team bespoke liveries on view in tonight's race. So, if you're wondering what is the record around the GP Strecke, well, in Full Metal Racing, it was set by Max Verstappen on 11th of October 2020 in the Red Bull RB16, set a lap record of a 128.139, which is frankly staggering. It's beautiful, beautiful. Now, the fastest in the N200 class, which these VW Golf GTI Mark 7s are, was set in November 2021. It was set in a Mazda Roadster touring car by a Japanese driver called BTF3JR, and he set a lap time of a 2:28.681. Our fastest in qualifying was a 3:22.126 in pre-qualifying. I wonder if we will get up to those speeds today. So with qualifying just around the corner, I'm going to take a moment and we're going to ride on board with Chris Nerve 420. Don't forget, get in the chat. We've got comments coming in from people watching the race. And again, share it out. Make sure that your social media, your dog's social media, hey, if you've got a guinea pig on social media, get them sharing out. GT Sport on a Monday evening, what could be better? Can't think of many things at all. So, qualifying, just a couple of moments away. As Chris Nerve 420 takes us around for another lap. Out of interest in pre-qualifying, he set a 3:21.147. His ODM green teammate edging him out with a 3. See, this says didn't edge him out at all. He, in fact, edged out his teammate. Inca Holmes got a 3:22.126. So, I don't show the rules again, but I will. In terms of tyre, I've seen it both ways. And a reminder, the rounds coming up today, Nurburgring. Next time out, Brands Hatch. Colorado Springs, the series takes the dirt for the first time. Monza, and that is going to be exciting. The Alfa Romeo's a fantasy car. And then finishing off with the 1 hour endurance classic, Suzuka. Can you think of a better place for an endurance race? There aren't that many. And a reminder of the teams, of the drivers. Let us know in chat. Who are you rooting for? Who do you think is going to go quick? Who's going to get promoted? And who's going to get demoted to Lobby 3? Now, we always look at the positives here. But that is a reality in today's race. As the drivers, they are absolutely raring to go. We've got 1 minute until qualifying begins. Let's look at the live timing and scoring. Our best lap so far, a 2:28.857. Set by Chris Nerve 420. That's a ways off the pace that he has set. But we'll see how he goes when he's not just getting himself rubbed in. Getting himself set for just making sure that he's not making mistakes, that he knows where he's going. He gets a feel of how the car's working for him today. And that's really important, as he's got Zephyr Ross all over the back of him. And I always think, how useful is it for drivers in practice sessions to have that little bit of race simulation? To see cars screaming around the Yokohama S into the Mercedes arena. Desperate to hang on. As Zephyr Ross 45 is putting on the pressure on Chris Nerve, and Chris Nerve 420 steps out just a little bit. This is, of course, just the pre-practice session. But we're racing fans, and we enjoy it nonetheless. Zephyr Ross still eyeing him up. I doubt if he'll go for an overtake. But it would be fun, wouldn't it? Let's go on board. And so we're heading up to the Michael Schumacher S. Oh, got that a little bit wrong on exit. But that's why we practice. They say practice makes perfect. Maybe he'll remember that for the race. So again, in the comments, let us know who is taking this one. Who's going to sit on pole. And who are you supporting, most importantly. And there we go. Qualifiers just about to begin. Good luck to all our drivers. So, here it is. 10 minutes of qualification action. And we are on board with TNR Philo of Team Smudge. So all our drivers are heading out on their outlap. Again, a 5 kilometer circuit. Fastest lap time we've seen so far in the practice session was a 3:28. The fastest qualifying time was a 3:21.147 to get into this lobby. So this is a fast lobby. Don't even think about considering for a moment that these aren't proper fast. Excellent drivers in this field. We're going to be in for some really exciting close racing. As we go on board with RA Agiba, representing the RA Academy. And we have some sort of issue. I think we are experiencing the pit bug. So apologies there. Not too sure if we need to quit out. We will see what happens. I am very much so apologies as we wait for the lobby to... There we go. Technical issues, don't you just love them? Can only apologise to everybody watching. There you go. You can see my MEGA credits earning in Gran Turismo Sport. Let's bring up the opening graphic again. So, apologies. Lobby 2 is being restarted for the second time. Whilst we wait for that, you can enjoy the graphics. Again, apologies. This is unfortunately the nature of dealing with the internet and bringing you racing in an online environment. Oh, audio. Do not want to get pinged. Shush. Apologies. I am pretty confident that GT will well, they do have licensed music. Some of it's really good. So the lobby is being restarted. Once again, huge apologies for the delay. Just getting it all set back up. Lobby 2 is now open. So let's get logged in. I mean, I could just make this a Let's Play and we just go to the Porsche showroom. Keep buying. I could buy a Porsche. Alright, what we got? There we go, sports fans. We are ready to rock and roll. There it is. And this is what I was driving most recently. One of my favourite cars in the history of motorsport, the Audi R18. Just a beautiful beast. Okay, here we go. Ready to go. Get back underway at the Nurburgring. GP Strecker. I'm not about to go through my whole blurb about this, what is a beautiful race circuit. And there we go. We are back. Keyboard is on. Apologies. This was all dealt with earlier. There it is. So, we're back in the room. We're back underway. And we will be ready for qualifying to start in just a couple of moments. Waiting for all of our runners and riders to return. So, a reminder of the rules, including a potential misspelling of the word tyre. I'm personally not convinced. So, once again, 3 times tyre wear, 5 times fuel depletion, a grid start, and points are awarded across all 3 lobbies. So the winner of lobby 1 earns the most points. The bottom ranked driver in lobby 3 earns the least points. We do have promotion and relegation each race, as the real Osman gets it real sideways. I think he's just getting in his practice for his celebratory donuts. Racing for ODM Red. Once again, your drivers for this evening's race. Half-an-hour race after qualifying. So we've got a... Do we still have a 10-minute qualifying period? We will find out in just a moment. Let's get ready to go qualifying again in the Nurburgring. GP Strecker. 10-minute qualifying session. Again, you had to qualify or pre-qualify to get into this race, into this lobby. Now we're going to see what they can do. Now they're here. Let's go on board for the on-lap with the real Osman. So the real Osman, his time in pre-qualifying, a 3:24. And that has him in lobby 2. As he backs out of it on the outlap. So let's hop on board with Gavra Natalie. Representing GTHR Red, qualified with a 3:23. Okay, the bug has hit again. So we're going to have another restart, hopefully the final restart of tonight's action. Once again, I can only apologise for the delays in the action. We had hoped, of course, to have had the racing underway by this point, but again, we live in an online environment, and unfortunately, these are the realities. As we look at the splendid livery from ART. Is that Beardy? It is indeed. By the Amigos Racing Team. So, once we got guys exiting out the lobby once again. Help me out here, people. What is occurring? What is the best race that you have ever seen at the Nurburgring? I would accept answers regarding the Nordschleife and the GP Strecker. What are your favourite memories of action around the Nurburgring? I think this is the lobby reset, so nothing too dramatic. As I'm on board with TNR Philo, let's get a bit of on-track action. Let's go with Chris Near 420, resplendent in Welsh, well, the traditional Welsh colours, green, white, red, with some Welsh flags. What I assume is a fellow proud Cymru. So here we go. Qualifying has begun. 10 minutes of action. TNR Philo. Well, a bit of unsafe release there. Luckily, we have ghosting. And if anybody saw the brick car race from Stetson, I think it was race 2, had a horrendously unsafe pit release. Ended up with a 3-car crash in the pit lane. Nasty scenes, scary scenes in a very, very, very crowded pit area. Everyone's favourite shed boy, Jimmy Broadbent, narrowly, and I mean narrowly, escaping being collected in that one as he got out of his pit stall just before the collision occurred. Ethan Sims in the chat, getting a bit cheeky, saying, not this one. Get your comments in. Don't forget, follow Amigos Racing Team on all the social media platforms. All the information is in the description to this stream. And as always, thank you so much for joining us. Thank you for watching. Some great racing from racers the world over in this round 1 of Mega Team versus Team 2. You're watching round 1 from the Nurburgring GP Strecker. I'm your commentator for the evening. My name is Darren Paul. As we are around halfway round the track on outlaps, we watch the real Osman. ODM Red's own. Also beautiful Welsh livery on the ODM car. And here we go, getting ready to start our first qualifying lap in anger. And it's going to be the real Osman in the Golf Mark 7 GTI 2014 edition, getting us underway. Let's go on board. So I don't know if that's going to be the line. That might be the line first time through. Into turn 1, into the Yokohama S, going around the Mercedes arena now, as a couple of R.A. Giba and TNR Philo get a real nice run on him. Again, this is just qualifying, and this is just the first lap of qualifying, with 7 minutes or so left, or 6:45 left. These lads have plenty of opportunity to get in some laps. He's on the Sports Softs, tyre wear and fuel depletion, both active during qualifying. That isn't always the case. So we're heading down to turn 7, the hairpin, before heading up to the Michael Schumacher S. TNR Philo and R.A. Giba having a real ding-dong affair just up the road, as now we're going through the Michael Schumacher S. I can report that ART Happy T is on track, as TNR Philo is leading the pack. The Advan Bogan before the heavy braking into the NG key chicane. And that is going to be the best part of a lap here at the Nurburgring GP Strecker. Oh, didn't get it wrong that time. So, round the Coca-Cola curve, and we are about to come across the line. Let's go with TNR Philo, and he comes across in a 2:28.715. That is the fastest time so far. No, Zephyr Ross, ATR Scott, ART Scott, 701. He's set the fastest time so far, a 2:28.516. So that puts him on provisional pole right now. So we're on board with our provisional pole sitter, ART Scott R701. Running race number 701. It's distinctive, but I have a massive aversion to triple digit numbers. Unless you have hundreds of cars, in which case I will just about allow it. We've got a new fastest lap. It's Penalty Magnet at 2:27.516. That is eating a chunk out of the previous pole time, previously held by ART Scott 701. So just coming around the Dunlop curve. Dunlop hairpin. And heading through the Michael Schumacher S once again. And the long straight, well, feels quite up to the RTL curve. And good passing opportunity. And the short blast of the Warnsteiner curve. You can get really open up the throttle on exit. And that's exactly what ART Scott has just done there. He's got ART Beardy. No braking around the Advan Bogan. And he got that move done. Again, it is just qualifying, but you want clean air. Let's see again. On board with ART Scott. And there he goes. Now he's just about to head over start finish. So the real Osman sets a new time at 2:29. And he's all down on absolute pace. ART Happy T for all the ART Happy T fans out there at 2:28.089. Another 2:28 from NRT Bobby. We've got some properly quick boys out here today. As we go on board with Penalty Magnet. Where is Penalty Magnet? He is coming into the final chicane before the Coca-Cola curve. He will head across, start, finish. Penalty Magnet already has a banked 2:27.516. What can he do on this occasion? He's got loads of clean air. He went out later than everybody else. And he has gone slower. Not by much. Not by much. So he remains provisional pole. ART Happy T, to all the ART Happy T fans out there, sits on provisional second place. As we have 1:12 left in this qualifying session. Remember, 10-minute qualifying. All the drivers pre-qualified to be in Lobby 2. The winner, second and third, so the podium places, they get promoted up to Lobby 1. That could really pay dividends for you. It's Chris Near 420. Inca Holmes is in 12th. The real Osman currently sat in 13th. They are our riders today. Looking like a 13-car grid. What can the real Osman do? He's a little ways off the pace. And remember, the bottom three, they are all demoted down to Lobby 3. Where the points are fewer available. As we have cars coming over, start finish. We're about to see some new times being set. TNR Philo sets to 2:28.301. The real Osman sets to 2:29.608. It's a little bit quicker than his last effort. Currently no movement in the standings. ART Happy T goes slower again. Half a second off his best pole time. Lee Fitzy, 882, sets to 2:28. So, what can Penalty Magnet do? We're going to ride on board. Can he set a faster pole time? He's currently got a 2:27.561. He's on the Super Softs. It's not looking like it. He finishes off with a 2:28.422. He was the last of the runners. He will start on pole for round 1 of the Mega TVT Team versus Team Series. First of 5 rounds. And we are away. We are racing in the Nurburgring GP Strecker. And leading us away, it is Penalty Magnet into the first turn. Are we all going to get through? Okay, with 4 wide. And TNR Philo looking to make moves. It's ART Happy T. He's into the lead. Penalty Magnet's got the inside line. He regains the lead. TNR Philo is there. Gavra Natalie. They're all keeping it very, very clean. This is some really impressive racing. That's why they're here in the Mega Team versus Team Series 2. Round 1 action. Oh, there's contact. Penalty Magnet gets the elbows out. He keeps position. That's TNR Philo. He runs very wide there. But we've all got the drivers. They're through the opening couple of turns. And now it's down to the forward curve. Penalty Magnet leads the way. TNR Philo. Gavran. There's battles all over the field. TNR Philo gets sent out just a bit wide. Let's ride on board. See what his view is. Already, he's got NRT Bobby, his teammate, all over the back of him. As we're into the Dunlop curve. Dunlop hairpin, rather, for the first time. Heading up towards the Michael Schumacher S's. Penalty Magnet, Gavra Natalie, TNR Philo, NRT Bobby, and Lee Fitzy. Lee Fitzy's just got himself ahead of NRT Bobby. They are just about, he's got the lead, he's got the advantage there. As Penalty Magnet is still our race leader. We are coming to the end of the first lap. It's pretty much a straight run before the NGK chicane. Got the Advan Bogan. But if you think these lads are lifting off here, there is a big curve, but it's pretty much flat out. What are we going to see into the chicane? Everybody's looking like they've made it through okay. We look on board from the view of Lee Fitzy. And we've got ourselves... Oh, we've got a great battle at the back there. Side by side running. That's Penalty Magnet. That's the fastest lap of the race so far. Let's head back to that move. As Lee Fitzy drags around the outside of NRT Bobby. Left him stranded. Bit too much pace. And Lee Fitzy, representing one of the ODM teams, he's up into 4th position. As we've got some penalties already being accrued as TNR Philo. Oh, what a battle on track. Gavin Natalie, oh, TNR Philo goes very wide, not for the first time, through the Mercedes arena. And we'll be interested to see if he needs to give position back. Or if that's accepted, because again, of course, track limits, such an important part of racing. As, oh, there's a great battle. Lee Fitzy just keeps it clean with Gavra Natalie. What can Gavra Natalie do? Can he shut the door on Lee Fitzy? Lee Fitzy, he thinks there's a gap there. He likes his chances. Now he's side by side. Going into the final chicane. Hard on the brakes. Is he going to go for a move? There's contact. They're still there. Still there. Coming out the other side of it. Lee Fitzy looks like he's got the position. He does. Can he make it stick? I got ahead of myself. That was not the chicane. Lee Fitzy also couldn't get the door shut after making that move on Gavra Natalie. But this is the battle right now. We're going to stick with it. Lee Fitzy shows him he's there. Now it's the chicane. But he's lost time. He's lost position. And that's right into the hands of NRT Bobby. Dragging out the final corner of the Coca-Cola curve. You've just seen Natalie and Lee Fitzy, they were battling away. But Natalie, he's just been able to eke out a little bit of daylight, a little bit of breathing room from Lee Fitzy. And now NLT Bobby is looking to rein him in. As NLT Bobby goes for it down the inside, is he able to make it stick? I think he has. Let's go outside. Oh, Lee Fitzy, he had the inside line. He's taking it back to position. He remains in 4th position, but this is great news for the drivers ahead. As now ALT Scott 701, he's all in the action as well. As there's contact, oh, and a penalty. A 3-second penalty and a 4-second penalty to Lee Fitzy. The contact between them was too much. Or was that for track limits? Let us know what you think. So that's a... Oh no, NLT Bobby! He's completely lost it. And we're going to move away from that. So it's gone quite wrong there for NLT Bobby. He picked up a penalty. And I think he's having some connection issues. He has unfortunately left the room. We're left with Lee Fitzy in 4th. He's got a 3.9 second penalty. He's going to need to scrub off at some point. Let's have a look down the field. As we've got a great battle there. Inca Holmes trying to go up the inside of ALT Beardy. Is he going to get it done? As they're heading up after the Michael Schumacher S. Headed to the RTL curve. And he tries to outbrake him. The last of the late breakers. Inca Holmes, he's got a position for right now. ALT Beardy is trying to go back with the cutback. But not this time. And that's going to bring Zephyros right into play. Inca Holmes, he's held to position for now. ALT Beardy, Zephyros, 6, 7, 8. And your racetrack. The view from Zephyros. Any little mistake from these two, too much battling, and he will be right there with them, looking to take those positions. Riding a lot of curve. That might be too much by Inca Holmes. And ALT Beardy takes the position. Zephyros, he's got a great run on them. He might just get Inca Holmes. They're neck and neck. Coming out the final corner. And he's got the move done. But he's going to be under a lot of pressure right now. Zephyros lost out once again. Inca Holmes had the drag. Had the slipstream of ALT Beardy. He's got the inside on him now. ALT Beardy, Inca Holmes, Zephyros, 6, 7 and 8. Tiano Filo has taken the lead of the race. Let's move up to the top of the field. He got a move done on Penalty Magnet, who's led since pole. That seems to be the line to take around here. Let's jump on board with second place Penalty Magnet. These two, they've got a comfortable lead to 3rd. That would be Gavra Natalie. 1.3 seconds or so. So it's really battle for 1 and 2 right now. Any mistake, that will let him in. As we've got Lee Fitzy going for the overtake. Can he get it done on Gavra Natalie? Oh, they're side by side. They touch. They're still side by side. And Lee Fitzy gets it. As we head up to the Michael Schumacher S. But he's got a big penalty that he needs to scrub off during the course of this race. A 3.7 second penalty that he's held for some time now. We're going to go back to the battle for the lead. Penalty Magnet all over the back of TNR Filo. Team GTHR Green taking on Team Smudge. Through probably the fastest part of the circuit, the Advan Bogan. Up to the chicane. Plenty of gap to the guys behind. Lee Fitzy still has 3rd position on Gavra Natalie. Take as much curb as you dare. 20 minutes of this race left. TNR Filo. He will have the lead for another lap. That's Penalty Magnet not able to capitalise. In fact, he's lost a small amount of time. We will keep tabs on the battle for the lead all race long. Let's dip into 5th. That's ART Scott 701. He's picked himself up a penalty. And he's got a train of cars behind him. Teammate ART Beardy looking up the inside behind his Inca Holmes and Zephyr Ross. TNR Philo has the fastest lap of the race with a 2:28. That's ART Beardy bearing down on his teammate. Can he, will he go for a move? If he does, can he get it done? Both members of ART Yellow. We do have another ART driver in this race. ART Happy T, representing ART Blue. As we jump back on board with our leaders, as Lee Fitzy has closed that gap right up. How has he done that? Masterful bit of driving from Lee Fitzy, but he's still got to scrub off that penalty. And in this very high-speed circuit, doesn't look like great opportunities for that. As penalty magnet all over the back of TNR Philo. That's going to bring Lee Fitzy right back into play. When you're battling, you're not going as fast as you could be. It's penalty magnet trying to make a move, trying to make tracks. As we head through to the Advent Bogan. It's a kink. It looks quite severe on the map, but trust me, this is flat out for these cars, for these drivers. Penalty magnet, letting him know he's there. He's going to try and set something up into the chicane. They take plenty of curve to go on board. TNR Philo, penalty magnet, Lee Fitzy, Gavra Natalie, ART Scott. They are your top 5. In the first round, lobby 2, the Mega TVT 2. Great series ahead, some great rounds ahead. We'll remind you of those at the 15-minute mark of this race, what you've got to experience in the rest of the series. TNR Philo takes the outside line. Penalty magnet try to hug the inside of the Yokohama S. How will that work out? Round the Mercedes Arena section. TNR Philo using all of the available track. Penalty magnet trying to find the most direct route through. ALT Happy T, fastest lap of the race, 2:28.306. TNR Philo hanging it out on the asphalt. Lee Fitzy scrubbed off a little bit of penalty. And again, he's got a lot of work to do to stay competitive in this race right now. TNR Philo, penalty magnet, Lee Fitzy, your top 3. Gap of 2.8 seconds back to 4th. As Lee Fitzy's looking around the outside of penalty magnet. Oh, there's contact. And he's got that just a little bit wrong, I would say. And that is great news for TNR Philo. He's able to drag right up the track. There's contact between the two. Penalty magnet. He's losing out 1.3 seconds to TNR Philo. We're going to look at a replay in just a moment. But these two, you could fit a piece of paper between the pair of them. Hard braking. Lee Fitzy still all the back of penalty magnet. As Lee Fitzy's looking up the inside again. And has he turned it around? Oh, he's still got him. He may need to give that position back. It looked like contact. And let's have a look at that incident from the point of view of Lee Fitzy. As penalty magnet is now down in 3rd. We'll see what happens in just a moment. In fact, I think we've just missed our opportunity there. We have no penalty's been awarded. That is interesting. That's TNR Philo. He will be loving the events that have just transpired. He's got 2 seconds gap. Lee Fitzy's in 2nd. And he's now able to scrub off a bit of penalty time. Look at that gaggle of cars behind. Coming down the start-finish. We've got 14 minutes left in this race, but what have you got coming up for you? Nurburgring GP is this week. Then we've got Brands Hatch. We go to the dirt of Colorado Springs. Monza, round 4, and then round 5, the 1-hour endurance classic from Suzuka. Make sure you join us for each and every round of Lobby 2 of the MEGA TVT Series number 2. As Lee Fitzy remains in second place. ART Scott has climbed up to third. Oh, there's a battle on now. It's Gavranatelli. ART Scott, side by side. Robbins Racing, Inca Holmes. He's going to be the view to take as he's looking for an opening in this battle. Gavranatelli, ART Scott, Inca Holmes, and just behind him is Zephyrus. Lee Fitzy's able to drag away. ART Scott, that 2.5 second penalty looming over him. Ordinarily, a little lift here, a coast there, a brake a little bit easy earlier maybe. But not in this race, not in this series. That's too tough. You'll have guys driving past you. ART Scott, robust. Oh, there's contact. Gavranatelli turns into him. And this is great news for Inca Holmes. He's just able to take that position. Now he's got ART Scott in his sights. Can he get the move done? A 2-for-1. Outbreaks him. That's great driving. That's great driving, Inca Holmes. Can he get it held? Gavranatelli. Oh, he has as well. Now onto the fastest part of the racetrack. Inca Holmes is going to keep his foot in all the way along. Let's see a replay. What happens here? Inca Holmes just up the inside. And then he's got ART Scott. ART Scott, after that contact with Gavranatelli, a little bit slow. And Inca Holmes gets the inside line. Nothing silly from ART Scott. A little bit of side contact. Inca Holmes. He's your man in third position. Or person in third position, should I say. We go on board with our leader, TNR Philo's just come over to complete lap 8. 12 minutes 20 seconds remaining. Where has this time gone? Wheel to wheel, door to door action. Let's head back in the field just somewhat. We'll keep an eye on what's happening at the top of the field. ART Happy T is at the back. He's got the real Osman just ahead of him. And remember, if you finish top 3, promotion to the next lobby, to lobby 1. If you lose, if you're bottom 3 rather, that is demotion. As we've got a real battle here in the midfield. Penalty Magnet, your pole sitter. He is currently sat in 7th position. ART Scott just ahead of him. ART Scott was as high as 3rd position, but some tough driving. Zephyrus in 5th. TNR Philo, Lee Fitzy, Inca Holmes. They are your top 3 on the road right now. It's Chris Near 420 looking for an opportunity around Penalty Magnet. I don't think it's going to happen on that time, but he's gotten real close. Applying lots of pressure. Just gives him a little nudge maybe. Is there contact between the two? It's clean racing, but Penalty Magnet, he's having to defend now. He's losing out. He's losing time. As, oh, just up the inside he goes. And Chris Near 420 is going to drag away. Who's up the road ahead of him? It's ART Scott, but that gap has been developing. Penalty Magnet was defending hard against Chris Near 420. And of course, tyres, don't forget, are a key feature in this race as Penalty Magnet showed that he was there. Gives him a little bit of a tap as we go through the chicane to the Coca-Cola curve. Final corner on this racetrack. Lee Fitzy is in the lead of the race. TNR Philo just behind him. Into turn 1. TNR Philo, we're going to go on board. He's led this race before now. Lee Fitzy, he has the lead, but that penalty, it will be weighing heavy on him. He's got 9 minutes 28 to get rid of that 2.8 second penalty, and he's been able to strip off about a second and a bit of that penalty, but it's taken him the best part of 15 minutes, I'd say. Who's got this win? Let us know in the comments, who have you got taking this win? This is N200 action at its best. Wheel-to-wheel touring car action in the Golf GTR Mark 7. That's Lee Fitzy. He's able to get a little bit of daylight, get a little bit of life between the two. And you see there on the top left, tyres taking a little bit of a hammering. Fuel, of course, is reduced as well. That should mean quicker lap times towards the end, but that tyre degradation, it does come into things. I don't think we'll be seeing pit callers during this race. We've got 8 minutes left. Just out of interest, Lee Fitzy looks like he's managed his tyres really well. The fuel is, well, the fuel is what it is, but the tyres look very well managed to this point. Lee Fitzy, 682. TNR Philo, Inca Holmes, that is your top 3. Zephyros, ART Scott round out the top 5. So we come across the line in just a moment. 10 laps gone here from the Nurburgring GP Stracker, and we've got 7.5 minutes remaining. And this has been something. A 5-second gap to the cars behind them. This is the battle for the win. But right now, Lee Fitzy only guaranteed a top 2 position and only guaranteed a 2nd place position should these remain the same. Which means points, it would mean promotion to Lobby 1. But beyond that, we'll keep an eye on that battle for the lead. Inca Holmes got a comfortable lead from Zephyros. Zephyros just getting rid of that penalty, as this is the battle to see. We'll jump on board with ART Scott 701. 5, 6, 7, 8. Oh, with the width of a piece of paper between them. Coming out of the Mercedes arena though. It looks like they spread out just a bit. That's what's Chris Nerve going to go for. Chris Nerve for 20. All over the back of Gavin Natalie. And he's looking outside. He's looking racy. Can he get the move done? We're going to stay on board with Penalty Magnet. Your pole sitter. They touch, but that looks clean enough. Can they keep it apart? They can. As Chris Nerve, he's going to take the position into the Michael Schumacher S's. Little bit of panel beating, but beyond that, nothing too aggressive. Slightly elbows out, but nothing wrong with that. What can he do? Into the RTL curve. Gavin Natalie. Not a lot. Struggling. Look like they're both struggling a little bit for grip. Now it's the very fast run. So let's have a look. Let's see how they got that move done. Chris Nerve 420. Look to set up Gavin Natalie. He just looked like he outbraked him. Just a little nudge. But no penalty. Rubbin's racing. And there he is. Chris Nerve up into 5th position. Lee Fitzy remains your race leader. He still has that penalty. But I tell you what he's doing. He's getting the gap now to TNR Philo. If he can get a 2.8 seconds down the road from TNR Philo, he can keep that penalty to the end of the race. 4 minutes. 4 minutes 40 seconds for him to get that lead where the penalty doesn't actually count for much. And we've seen races in the Full Metal Racing and of course in the Sim Online world where that is a factor. But did I just spy a car that could potentially be lap traffic, or was that my eyes deceiving me? I think that must have been my eyes deceiving me. I do apologise. We have had cars having incidents. The gap is now just under 2 seconds, and that could well be significant. TNR Philo, his race is simple. Try and keep the gap down, obviously, to within 2.7 seconds, 2.6 seconds. But, crucially, no mistakes. He cannot afford to crash out of this race at this time. He's raced such a great race. He knows that a position in Lobby 1 is what awaits him if he can hold this position. Chris Nur 420, not even a factor in his mind. He's up to 3rd position. But he's got an 8-second gap to the 3rd place man. He's overtaken Inca Holmes. Zephyr Ross is all over the back of Inca Holmes. So we're going to dive on board. He's also got a penalty. Lots of penalties being distributed in this race. 3 minutes left. So we've got about 2 laps remaining around this circuit. ALT Happy T still leads 2:28.306. Sorry, still has the fastest lap. 2:28.306. Lee Fitzy, however, still leads. But that gap has come right down. It's less than a second now. TNR Philo is all over the back of him. That's been a mistake from Fitzy. Unless TNR Philo has really been hammering on the gas. They are 9 seconds ahead of Chris Nur 420. This is 1 and 2, whichever way it finishes up. TNR Philo all over the back of Lee Fitzy, 882. Is he going to get the move done? Into the Yokohama S. It's a heavy braking zone. He's looking to go the long way round. This is his preferred line. Oh, the switchback. There. Not quite there. Not quite this time for TNR Philo. But this is quite incredible. A 2-second gap has evaporated to absolutely nothing. TNR Philo trying his luck around the outside as we go around the Mercedes arena. And he is all over the back bumper of Lee Fitzy. We've seen him get moves done down here previously in this race. He's led this race before. Lee Fitzy's not able to scrub away that penalty. TNR Philo knows that he has race victory in his hands right now. But it'd be great to take it on the road. TNR Philo is a tough race. We've got 1 minute 30 left in this race. This might be the final lap. Penalty Magnet is up to 3rd position. A great recovery drive from our pole sitter. But we're back with our race for the lead. Lee Fitzy, TNR Philo. That is 1 and 2. TNR Philo looking around the outside. He's looking racy. He's got it done. He's got it done. Lee Fitzy backed out of it and he killed a little bit of time. Let's just have a look. We're on board with TNR Philo and he just drags around the outside of him and he gets the move done. Lee Fitzy looked like he braked a little bit hard. That's Penalty Magnet. Still in 3rd. Is Lee Fitzy going to try and get the win on the road? No, through the chicane. He's backing out of it. TNR Philo looking like he's going to come across for the win. But this is the race right now on track. R.A. Giba all over the back of Penalty Magnet. Penalty Magnet's gone wide. He's cut across the chicane. He's been contacted as TNR Philo is about to come across. And that is tough for R.A. Giba. as we got battles everywhere. And that is your race winner, TNR Philo, coming across the line. In fact, no, he still has to complete the lap. And behind, Penalty Magnet comes through in third. R.A. Geber in fourth. ART Happy T. Great recovery drive from him as well. He's up into fifth position. TNR Philo, he passed start finish just before time expired. So he's got to finish an extra lap. As Chris Nerve 420 had put in a great race, as did Zephyr Ross 45. These guys, they just had a little bit of misfortune late in this one. But fantastic battles all the way up and down the field. Now, provisionally, we might be seeing Zephyr Ross, Chris Nerve and the Real Osman dropping down a lobby, but I don't think that's going to be the case. The only person I would be worried for, I think, is Zephyr Ross 45. I think we may have other cars dropping down. As it is, the three promotions will be TNR Philo as your race winner, Lee Fitzy 882 and Penalty Magnet. Provisionally, at least, they are your podium places and they should be being promoted to Lobby 1 for next time out. And that will be at Brands Hatch. But we've still got a race winner to enjoy finishing a victory lap. This has rather turned out to be. Again, he took the cross start finish just ahead of Lee Fitzy. And just ahead of the 30-minute time expiring. What a race. What a race. Geber finishes in fourth position. The chat absolutely loving a bit of R.A. Geber. There he is. Fantastic racing. Got his way up into fourth. TNR Philo will finally come across as race winner of race number 1, round number 1, Mega TVT 2, lobby number 2. Congratulations to TNR Philo, and that is your standings. And there is your race winner. Picks up the maximum points from lobby 2, and he will be racing in lobby 1 next time out. Congratulations, TNR Philo. And that is going to do it for us. Thank you so much for joining. It has been a pleasure bringing you this action from the Nurburgring. A reminder, next time out, Brands Hatch. There will be Jaguars in action there before we head to the dirt of Colorado Springs, the speed of Monza, and then final 1 hour endurance special from Suzuka. Thank you so much for joining. I hope you've enjoyed this race as much as I have. And remember, you can follow the Amigos Racing team who have brought you this stream of the Mega TVT 2 Lobby 2 Round 1 from the Nurburgring GP. You can follow them on all the social media platforms. All details are in the description to the stream. My name's been Darren Paul. I hope you've enjoyed our coverage of this race. And again, a huge congratulations to your race winner, TNR Philo. He is headed to Lobby 1.